All right, another big one. I don't know why these are catching my attention. What is your biggest regret? You know, like, at first I was like, I don't have any regrets. Things have gone so great, yada, yada, yada. There are things I did wrong, like I chose the wrong first career, accounting. But, man, having knowledge of accounting is incredibly useful in life. And I'm like, I don't know if that's a mistake or if it was a problem to get one of my degrees in that. And then I thought of something. I think my biggest regret is not becoming self-employed sooner. I think it suits me. You know, like I'm a self-starter and I don't need anyone else telling me what to do. I don't like that I spent like 2 decades trying to impress a manager. Oftentimes I felt like I was a better employee than that manager was. And maybe if you have a mindset like that, then you're better off being your own boss. My father used to always say that, like, oh, he could never be an employee, and you know, it wasn't his fit. And I thought, you know, well, whatever. And it's not that being self-employed is easier; it's harder. All your waking hours are your work, and there's a lot to it, but it's a lifestyle that suits me. So I think if I had a regret, it would be not finding a way to work for myself earlier than I did. What is my proudest moment? I don't know. You know, a recent one is the 1,000,000 sub plaque, you know, picture frame thing came in. And that's kind of neat. I recognize 1,000,000 subs it is more common than it once was. But, you know, it's a big deal, and I think it forever will be. It's like a YouTube Oscar, and I like that a lot. There are a lot of other proud moments, you know, things I've built, things I've done. And I'm pretty happy with who I am as a man. But it's hard to pick one and say, this is the moment that you know, was the top of my life or anything. I'm still reaching the top. You're a positive person, and you always refer to the good parts of your YouTube career. But what was your toughest moment? I think the toughest moment was actually early on. Nothing hit me as hard as this one did, and it was stupid. The backstory is this. Me and my friends were playing COD all the time. My friends included T-Mart and Onslaught and some guys that you probably haven't heard of. Undisputed, I think, was one, and I don't remember the others. But we were playing, and we were like just getting into game battles. This was like early Modern Warfare 2. And somehow I think the Machinima guys were also getting into game battles. And it's like, hey, let's play each other. And it turned out that me and my friends were just, I don't want to say this like in a mean, we were a lot better than the Machinima guys were. I think we played like 12 games, and we had 10 wins and 2 ties. And so what Wings did in a way to make it nice is he uploaded our worst game. He uploaded one of the ties. And like the world just crashed on me. Everyone was ripping on my performance, saying that I was horrible. It was Capture the Flag, and back in Modern Warfare 2, people assigned like specific roles to everybody. It still happens in some Black Ops 2, but I was the flag runner. So as a flag runner, I didn't have stopping power on. I lost a lot of gunfights. I put myself in dangerous situations. And the guy who's running flags back and forth, it doesn't look good. You know, I went negative, and they were all like tearing me apart. And the me of today would have been like, fuck you. You know what, my aim is bad? Go to hell. But the me of that time, like, I was sunk. Like, I didn't know what to, like, I'd never been hated on by 1,000 or several thousand people at one time before, and I was fragile, and I remember my wife, she took my hand, and we went outside, and we walked around a pond, and there were little turtles with their heads above the water, and it helped me put stuff in perspective. But my toughest YouTube moment ever was when somebody told me my aim was bad. I was a YouTube noob. I didn't know how to deal with the negative stuff. Have you ever given advice on Mail Monday that you have not pulled through personally in the past, or know that you would not be able to do even today? BJ does not count. Have you ever given advice on Mail Monday that you have not pulled through personally in the past, or know that you would not be able to do even today? Like, given someone advice that I don't think I could do personally? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I've been through a lot. But from my early days, I didn't do well when I was a kid. And most of the questions I get are from kids who are also not doing well. I feel like with regards to like depression and girl troubles and like that sort of thing, it's almost like coming to a former addict, you know? Like I just understand it. Like I'm on the same wavelength in a way that, you know, only someone who's been there can be. Let's see. I saw your video back in the day when you announced you were leaving your IT job for YouTube. What did you really feel? I ask because you kept referring to how much you like financial stability when choosing houses. So look, I make a lot of YouTube money, right? That much is good. What I felt was, my concern was that I was being selfish. I felt like that somehow I was living my dream when I should be in a cube somewhere providing in a more predictable way. Like it was obvious that year was going to be fine. It wasn't obvious that the next year was going to be fine, and the next year, and the year after that. You know, I feel like if you're going into, like, if you were to pursue your music full time when you have a wife and 2 kids depending on you, if you were to pursue an acting career full time when you have a wife and 2 kids depending on you, even if, you know, this gig looks good, you're taking a chance and you're asking them to take that chance with you, and that ask can be a little selfish. And that was my fear when I became a full-time YouTuber. Like, I'm doing this, is this the right thing for everybody else? Or am I making a selfish decision? And it's turned out really, really well, but we don't know. You know, this book is still being written, so you know we'll find out when I'm 50 or 60 what this call, you know, really came out to. So, and then this is a funny one. Pigs are said to have 30-minute orgasms versus lions who have sex an average 50 times a day with multiple females. Which one would theoretical Woody choose? 30-minute orgasms, absolutely. I think, I don't know. That's a long time. That's a long time. I think it might make me insane. 30 minutes? That's forever. But the multiple females thing, that's not my cup of tea either. You know, I'd rather just have the human experience, but take the climax from, I don't know how long a climax is, 15, 30 seconds to 5 minutes. Like 5 minutes sounds really good. 30 minutes? God, I'd lose my brain. It'd go crazy. So anyway, he has 4 more, but I don't have very much time left in this video. How would you react if Hope and Colin wanted to do YouTube professionally? I'd tell them to be careful. And I definitely counsel them on the negatives. But I would react the same way as if they wanted to do music or sports or nearly anything in the entertainment industry, you know, acting full-time. That, like, look, this is a long shot. It's a highly desirable job that a lot of people want to have. Because of that, you know, the odds are you won't get it. That's, you know, that's the scary part, like, as a parent. Yeah, I wish that their passion, like Hope wants to be a speech therapist. I think all her time next to Colin has invoked that as a passion for her. And it's like, man, if that stays her dream, if she always wants to be a speech therapist up through adulthood, then like that's a really cool thing that she can do and make the world a better place and make herself financially successful. And like it's everything, you know, it's not me guiding her that way, but it's a really neat objective for her to have, and it's one with a high likelihood of success. So I would rather her pursue work as a speech therapist than as a YouTuber, just because I'm really confident that she can do it. So I'm out of time.